In the abysmal silence of the ocean, where light never reaches and time seems suspended, something stirs. Colossal creatures, wrapped in legend and uncertainty, lurk in the deep. Some have been seen, others only heard. But they all share one thing: they defy logic and feed our darkest imagination. Get ready to dive into stories where the unknown blurs with reality, and mystery takes the shape of scales, tentacles, and shadows. Today, you'll meet 8 sea giants that challenge science, inspire fear, and awaken one inevitable question: what if they actually exist? Welcome to Creatures Mysteries, the channel where legends speak, forgotten beings rise from the shadows, and ancient mysteries shake everything you thought was real. From legendary monsters to beings science refuses to acknowledge, here, logic is put to the test and the impossible is just the beginning. I'm Uncle Danny, your guide on this journey into the unknown. If you feel there's more between heaven and earth than they've told us, subscribe now, hit the bell, and get ready to explore chilling tales, dark investigations, and secrets that span centuries. And before we begin, tell me in the comments, what city are you watching from? I want to know how far this mystery has reached. Step into the unknown. Discover the impossible. Live the mystery. On March 1, 1999, a terrifying sound was picked up by NOAA hydrophones near Antarctica. It lasted only 15 seconds, but that was enough to raise alarm. The frequency was too low to be natural, and the intensity matched the noise of an entire fleet of cargo ships. Its origin? About 11,500 feet below the surface, in the cold, silent waters of the Southern Ocean. With no image, the sound gained a name and a face in the collective imagination: the Julia Beast. The internet didn't wait. Forums and social media exploded with depictions of the monster, a 250-foot creature gliding toward the Mariana Trench at nearly 25 kilometers per hour. The myth went viral fast. In 2008, oceanographers proposed a more rational theory: the sound may have come from a massive iceberg breaking away. But the seed of doubt had already been planted. Even with simulations pointing to an iceberg as the most likely cause, there were gaps. The sound was recorded only once. There was no visual confirmation, no satellite data, nothing solid, just the haunting echo of something that passed and vanished. That was enough to keep the legend alive. Today, nearly 3 decades later, the Julia Beast is still debated in forums, videos, and documentaries. Was it an ancient monster? An unknown creature from unexplored depths? Or simply the eerie result of a misunderstood geological event? The truth is, less than 20 of the ocean floor has been mapped in high resolution. That leaves plenty of room for theories to grow and persist. And when science fails to provide definitive answers, mystery always prevails. Julia may just be a sound, but no one forgets what it stirred. Cthulhu was born from the mind of H.P. Lovecraft in 1928, an ancient being that sleeps in the deep Pacific. Its enormous body resembles an octopus, with massive tentacles, scales, and dragon-like wings. Its eyes? Glowing green. Threatening. Its home? A sunken city called Relaya. At first glance, pure fiction. But what if something real inspired this tale? Lovecraft's coordinates 47 degrees south match one of the least explored regions of the ocean. Few submarines have ever gone there. No expedition has fully mapped the area. And as we know, the deep sea is more unknown to us than the surface of the moon. This eerie coincidence fuels the theory that the author may have drawn from something real. Science already acknowledges colossal creatures. Giant squids, for example, are real, and the most recent footage was captured in 2025 at nearly 2,000 meters deep. And even now, only 8 adult specimens have ever been documented. That alone shows how little we truly know. Experts estimate that 700,000 to 1 million marine species remain undiscovered. If sea monsters do exist, why not one resembling the dreaded Cthulhu? Legends are often born from misunderstood sightings and thrive when no one can prove them wrong. Cthulhu might be a metaphor for our fear of the unknown, but it could also be a symbol of something deeper, buried far below. A reminder that even in the 21st century, there's still much to fear and discover. The monster may be fiction, but the abyss? It's all too real. Basilosaurus is no myth. It existed and it ruled the oceans. Discovered in 1834, its fossils were first mistaken for a massive sea reptile, hence the name, meaning king lizard. Only later was the truth revealed. It was a prehistoric whale, the apex predator of its time. Reaching up to 20 meters in length and weighing more than 15 tons, its body resembled a serpent, long, muscular, and built to kill. Its jaws held razor-sharp teeth up to 3 inches long. Fast, relentless, and lethal. Scientists found remains of fish, sharks, and even smaller whales inside its fossilized stomach. Complete skeletons can be seen in museums in Washington, Alabama, and Tokyo. But the most impressive discovery lies in Egypt's Valley of the Whales, a natural graveyard with hundreds of Basilosaurus fossils. Proof that it once dominated the marine world on a massive scale. Unlike many creatures of myth, Basilosaurus left undeniable evidence: bones, teeth, evolutionary trails. It's a critical piece in the puzzle of Earth's history, showing a time when the oceans were far more dangerous than we ever imagined. We can't see one today. Basilosaurus went extinct millions of years ago. But what it left behind remains the reminder that, in ancient times, real monsters swam freely with names, shapes, and sharp teeth. And most importantly, with irrefutable proof that they were here. In the northeastern corner of North America, between New York, Vermont, and Quebec, lies Lake Champlain. Its calm waters hide an ancient legend: Champ, a creature many believe is real. Indigenous tribes like the Abenaki spoke of a giant serpent lurking beneath the surface long before colonizers arrived. The first European report came in 1609, when explorer Samuel de Champlain described a 16-foot-long fish with sharp teeth and a menacing appearance. Since then, hundreds of eyewitness accounts have emerged. People claim to have seen a long-necked creature with dark skin and a prehistoric shape. Some say it looks like a plesiosaur. Photos, videos, and stories continue to this day. Many are dismissed as hoaxes, misidentifications, or exaggerations. But some accounts still intrigue even skeptical scientists. The lake is vast and deep, and its secrets remain protected by the murky depths. Comparisons to the Loch Ness Monster are inevitable. Biologically, the Atlantic sturgeon could explain some sightings. It can grow up to 15 feet and has a bizarre, armored look. But that alone doesn't close the case. Witness descriptions often include features that don't match this fish, such as its posture, neck, and behavior. Science hasn't confirmed Champ's existence, but it hasn't fully ruled it out either. And while there's no definitive proof, the mystery lives on. Every summer, tourists gather by the lake, hoping to catch a glimpse of something moving across the water. Sometimes, it's not certainty that captivates us, it's the possibility. So what if Champ is real? What if, somewhere deep and unexplored, a creature from another time survived hidden from humankind? If there's a place where that could happen, it's here in the still, fog-covered waters of Lake Champlain. The plesiosaur is iconic. Though extinct for millions of years, its image lives on in popular culture. With a stout body, large flippers, and an absurdly long neck, it stands out among marine reptiles of the Mesozoic era. And even though it wasn't technically a dinosaur, its legacy rivals theirs. Discovered in 1823 by Mary Anning, a nearly complete skeleton changed paleontology forever. Since then, fossils of many plesiosaur species have been unearthed in Europe, North America, South Africa, and even New Zealand, showing just how widespread they once were in Earth's shallow seas. Its traits fascinated scientists: needle-like teeth perfect for catching fish and squid. Some species, like the Elasmosaurus, had necks with more than 70 vertebrae. Plesiosaurs moved like giant turtles, using all 4 flippers to fly through water with remarkable agility. Some believe they're still alive. Eyewitness reports describe similar creatures in deep lakes and remote oceans. But science remains skeptical. There's no evidence beyond fossils. No bodies, no DNA, no solid proof in modern times. Still, the idea persists. After all, the ocean is vast, dark, and largely unexplored. In a world where new species are found every year, it's not impossible to imagine something plesiosaur-like still gliding silently beneath the waves. Real or not, the plesiosaur represents our fascination with the unknown. It's the link between prehistoric reality and today's myths, a reminder that, no matter how far we advance, the past may still surprise us with giants long asleep. Few modern myths send chills down the spine like that of El Gran Maya. Described as a colossal creature stretching 2,200 feet long, with serrated teeth and pale, lifeless eyes, it's said to dwell in the most remote parts of the Arctic Ocean. But the legend didn't begin in ancient times, it started on the internet, just a few years ago. Blurry images, strange shadows beneath the ice, and low-frequency sounds sparked speculation. Scientists offered rational explanations: pressure cracks in sea ice, icequakes, and iceberg collisions can produce similar noises. But the eerie similarities across different accounts are hard to ignore. The places where El Gran Maya has supposedly been seen, the Gackle Ridge, Fram Strait, and deep-sea basins, are among the least explored on Earth. Few submersibles have ever reached them. That makes these areas fertile ground for theories, including the terrifying ones. Biologically, a creature that size seems impossible. It would need a circulatory and respiratory system beyond any known species. The largest whales max out around 100 feet. Something 20 times bigger would defy everything we understand about marine life. Some suggest El Gran Maya isn't a single organism, but a colony like a supersized siphonophore. This would explain its size and shape, though no direct evidence supports the idea. Still, new videos and stories keep emerging, and with them, the fear. El Gran Maya might be nothing more than a digital age myth, but its power lies in what we can't see. In darkness and silence, any shadow becomes a threat. And when the ice hides more than it reveals, imagination does the rest. Sailors once feared a winged sea monster capable of flipping boats. They called it the devil fish. Today, we know they were likely describing the majestic manta ray, one of the most awe-inspiring creatures in the ocean. But the myth didn't come from nowhere. With a wingspan up to 8 meters, a black body, and graceful movements, manta rays seem like something out of a dream or a nightmare. Their two cephalic lobes act like guides, funneling plankton straight into their mouths. Despite their size, they are completely harmless. Their frightening appearance, combined with a lack of understanding, helped spread the legend. Mantas dive deep where light barely reaches. At night, their silhouettes under ships can look ominous, reinforcing old tales of flying sea monsters. But science paints a different picture. Mantas have large brains and show signs of complex behavior. They interact with divers, appear to recognize faces, and in some cultures, are even seen as spiritual beings. They're social, curious, and utterly peaceful. Unlike many sea legends, giant manta rays are real and can be filmed, studied, and even swum alongside. Found in tropical oceans from the Pacific to the Indian, they glide with grace and power, reminding us that not all monsters are meant to be feared. The devilfish was just a misunderstanding. But it taught us something profound: the unknown is scary until we understand it. And often, what we feared the most turns out to be something truly beautiful. Despite all our modern technology, we've explored less than 5% of the ocean floor. That means most of our planet remains a mystery. And wherever mystery exists, stories follow. Legends of colossal creatures still emerge, and the reason goes far beyond biology. Maybe we chase monsters because they embody our fears. Or maybe, deep down, we want them to be real. The idea that something bigger than us still roams the world is terrifying but strangely comforting. It reminds us that there are still secrets left to uncover. Science keeps moving forward. New species are discovered every year: creatures once thought impossible: glowing octopuses, walking fish, and sharks that live for centuries. It all reinforces the idea that impossible often just means not yet seen. Even without proof, legends have power. They connect us to the past, to mythology, to the stories once whispered by firelight and crashing waves. They dare us to keep exploring, to look into the deep and ask what else is out there. The unknown matters. It fuels science, art, literature, even cinema. It's where myths are born and discoveries are made. And as long as there's a dark corner of the ocean untouched, someone will try to shine a light. Because the sea, in all its vastness, doesn't just hold water and salt. It holds secrets, and maybe monsters.